Hello, this is a second part of the How to Create a Candy Cane Pattern Brush tutorial. It is recommended that you have seen the first part. To view it, just click on this preview window. Today we will be creating tiles that will form the Candy Cane Pattern Brush. First, open a new document, go to View, and make sure the Smart Guides are selected. Next, change the stroke to None and the fill to light gray. In the first several steps, we will create a side tile. Press the letter M for the rectangle tool or select it from the toolbar panel and draw a long rectangle. Next, draw another rectangle, but much narrower, and change its fill to red. Now switch to the selection tool and rotate it, and position the small rectangle over the big one. Next, click on the red shape, hold, and while pressing down the Shift and Alt keys, move it to make a copy. Now press the Ctrl and D keys on your keyboard several times to make more copies. Next, we'll trim the ends that extend outside of the rectangle. To do that, first select everything and then go to the Shape Builder tool. Now press and hold the Alt key and click on each red part to delete it. Switch to the Selection tool and select everything. Now go to Pathfinder and choose Merge. Next, we will need an extra copy of this shape. First, go to Layers and open the sublayers so you can visualize better what we are doing. With this shape still selected, press the Ctrl and C buttons on your keyboard to copy it and Ctrl F to paste it in front. And we've got an extra copy. Notice that the layer with the copied shape is now selected, but the layer with the shape below is not. In the next step, with both shapes selected, we will erase the left side along with the red stripe. First, select everything and select the Eraser tool. This is a very important part. To make a straight cut line, first, press and hold the Alt key, and then click above top left corner of this shape, hold, and drag your mouse across the part that you want to erase. Now release the mouse and then release the key. Switch to the Selection tool and single-click on the artboard to deselect. Next, we'll move the top shape to the right. Let's zoom in. Now click on this top shape, hold, and while pressing down the Shift key, move it to the right until the first stripe aligns with the second stripe from the shape below it. Then select the top shape and let's change its fill to black. Go to Pathfinder and choose Merge. In the next step, we'll delete everything, leaving only the side tile. First, click on the middle distortion point, and while holding down the Alt key, drag it down. Then select everything, go to Pathfinder and choose Merge. Now single-click on the artboard to deselect and switch to the Direct Selection tool. Select the black shape and press the Delete key on your keyboard. And here is our first tile. Now we need to save it. To do that, open the Brushes panel, then select the shape and drag it here. Choose the pattern brush and click OK. And we have our first tile ready. You can notice that Illustrator automatically created the outer corner tile as well. Next, we'll make the end tile and the start tile. The end tile will have to bound with the side tile, creating a seamless transition. To do that, we will use the clipping mask. First, let's draw a mask. We will create a half circle. Press the letter L for the ellipse tool, click on the center guide, and while pressing down the Shift and Alt keys, draw a circle. Make sure that the circle and the side tile are the same height. I'm going to change the fill of it so you can see it better. Next, switch to the Direct Selection tool and select the anchor point on the left. Now press the Delete key on your keyboard. Before we go to the next step, let's make a copy of these two shapes. We will use them later. Click and drag to select both shapes, and while pressing down the Shift and Alt keys, move it down to make a copy. Now click on the half circle to select it, and while holding down the Shift key, move it to the left to bound it with the side tile. Next, we'll make a copy of this tile and place it under the circle. Click on the tile, hold, and while pressing down the Shift and Alt keys, drag it to the right. Make sure that the red stripe of the first tile aligns with the red stripe of the copied tile. And we are ready to make a clipping mask. With the copied tile still selected, press and hold down the Shift key and click on the half circle to select both shapes. Now press the Ctrl and 7 buttons on your keyboard to make a clipping mask. And we've got the end tile. Next we will make the start tile. We will basically follow the same steps, but the half circle will be attached to the side tile from the other side. First select the half circle, and while holding down the Shift key, rotate it 180 degrees. And like before, move it to the other side and make a copy, and place it under the half circle. Now select both shapes and make a clipping mask. Next we need to save these two tiles. First, make sure your swatches window is open. Now select the end tile and drag it to the swatches window. Then click away on the artboard to deselect everything. Next, select the new pattern swatch. Then open the drop-down menu, the tiny triangle pointing down, and select the swatch options. Type End Tile for the name and click OK. Now let's do the same with the Start tile. First select it, then move it to the swatches window, click on the artboard to deselect, select the new swatch, open the drop-down menu and select the swatch options. Type Start Tile and click OK. Now select everything and delete it. Next we will add both of these tiles to our candy cane texture brush. First open the brushes window and double click on the candy cane brush. Now open the End Tile pull-down menu, scroll down and select the End Tile swatch we've just created. And we've got the End Tile in place. Now let's do the same with the Start tile. Open the Start Tile pull-down menu and select the Start Tile swatch. And we've got another tile in place. Next we'll work on the last tile, which is the inner corner tile. Single click on the candy cane brush, hold, and drag it to the artboard. Now click on it to select it, then right click with your mouse and choose Ungroup. Click away to deselect and select only the outer corner tile. Next, rotate it -90 degrees, click on it, hold, and drag it to the swatches panel. And like before, click away to deselect. Now select everything and delete it. Next, select the new swatch, open the swatch options and name it Inner Corner Tile. Double click on the candy cane brush and this time open the Inner Corner Tile pull-down menu. Scroll down and select the Inner Corner Tile swatch. Now we've got our last tile in place. However, there is a problem. If you look carefully, you can notice that the inner corner tile doesn't quite fit with the pattern. Luckily, Illustrator can generate it for us. Open the first tile pull-down menu and see what generated method was chosen for the outer tile. Then open the inner tile pull-down menu and choose the same method. And this looks much better. You can experiment with different methods and see what you like. Just remember to set both corner tiles to the same method. Finally, if you like, you can change the colorization method to something different. And you are almost done. Now, don't forget to save your brush. Click on the Brush Libraries menu icon, select Save Brushes, give it a name and click Save. Now change the fill to None and leave the stroke black. Using the pen tool, draw a line. Then apply this new brush and change its color to whatever you like. You can also change the stroke's weight. If you don't like the color, you can always go back to the Brush Options window, change the colorization method to something different, or choose None. Now use your imagination and have fun. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.